So we have seen what is data warehouse, what are the characteristics of data warehouse, and we need to see about what is data mart. Okay, if we see, there is a huge volumes of data, so that's what I was explaining in the last session. uh, I'll explain here only. We are discussing about what is data mart. Okay, let me explain you here only what is data mart. If you remember the last diagram which I explained you how the database comes and how you got data warehouse into picture in the reporting part, do you remember that, Isaac? Do you remember the
Yeah, yeah.
diagram which I was telling you? So
Yes,
where
yes.
we had databases. Let me get you the pen and write. Today I'll be taking a very short session. Please don't mind. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Because again, I have meetings. That's the reason. Please don't mind. So if you remember, I told that we have multiple databases. Okay, like this, and we kept all those in the one database. That is called as ODS, Operational Data Store. These are all OLTP systems, like transactional systems, means normal databases. And we can get reports from either of these two based on your requirement. As the size of the data keeps increasing, what we do is we go for data warehouse. Agree?
Yes.
The size of the data warehouse and the data increases and the performance of the reports go low or does not perform better, we go for data warehouse. So in the data warehouse, data is organized in such a way based on the denormalization, based on the subject oriented non-volatile transaction, what is that, integrated. Okay, remember the features. Here we discuss 4 features: subject oriented, time, non-volatile, what is that one more, time period. Based on different time periods we can see, right? See here, time variant and integrated. Integrated means we are integrating data from multiple sources and keeping in data warehouse. And as a complete history is there in this data warehouse, you can see the data based on year wise, month wise, quarter wise, whatever the time periods you want. And non-volatile means permanent. Whatever the changes you made to this data warehouse, it is going to get saved. It is going to get saved to that permanently. Got it? Getting
Yes,
me?
got it. Yes.
Okay. Next. This data warehouse data has huge volumes of data. Now you can get the reporting based on this also by writing some SQL commands here or stored procedures or whatever. Correct? Now just think, same process is there. So you have multiple sources. You have ODS, or this is optional. This is not mandatory. ODS is not mandatory. From their data warehouse. So you are getting reports out of it, either of it. Okay. Now the performance of this also may go down after certain time. Correct? Let's say there are some 200 reports. Okay, see, these are not part of syllabus. These are just for making you understand how we need to think, how we need to go for a better practice based on the requirement. Okay, these are not part of syllabus. This is very, very general knowledge I am giving. Okay, getting me right? Okay, so if we see here, this data is broken into smaller groups. Okay, in order to serve the reports better, this smaller groups is called as data marts. Again, these are divided based on different requirements, based on the reports, based on the subject categorized here. Okay, multiple data marts are defined. So this is derived from this data warehouse. This is derived from this data warehouse. This is derived from this data warehouse. So this called as piece of data warehouse or slice of data warehouse or subset of data warehouse, and this is called as Data Mart. This is called as Data Mart. Okay. So now there are 200 reports. There could be some 10 reports or 20 reports which might be pointing to some, let's say some 7 tables or 8 tables. Okay, 10 reports are pointing to 8 tables. Instead of pointing to complete data warehouse where huge volumes of data is there, you just create a data mart which consists of those 8 tables and create and keep a separate copy here, so that this overall holds less volumes of data. This works better to this than this. Instead of searching entire data warehouse for these 8 tables and getting the data, just you have only 8 tables, it is easy to get your 10 reports faster. Am I right? You're getting me?
Yes.
Let me know, please. If you're not understanding, I can help you.
I'm getting it. I'm using myself to kind of remove the background noise.
What is it?
I'm saying that I'm muting myself so that we kind
Okay.
of use the background noise.
Okay. Fine. No issues.
We can
Okay.
continue.
Yeah, I'm continuing. So you got right. This is a small set of data warehouse that is called as Data Mart. Okay. A small set of data warehouse called as Data Mart. Next. Next is this. This is going to help for your reports, which works better than pointing to this. This, whatever the process we followed, is called as forward engineering, of course, but these data marts are depending on the data warehouse, correct? These data marts are depending on this data warehouse. That's why these data marts are depending on this data warehouse. That's why these data marts are called as dependent data marts. These data marts are called as dependent data marts. Clear, right?
Yes, clear.
These data marts are called as dependent data marts. So there is other way. There is other way where same process is there, like databases, ODS. So your history data, let's say you're a small company, you don't want to invest on the huge infrastructure like a very big data warehouse. You don't want to invest any much on data warehouse. Okay. In that case, how do you do? What you do is you may go for a data mart directly. You don't go for data warehouse. You build your own data mart and you build one more data mart. Like that, you keep building your data marts and you keep developing your reports which are required. Okay. And later, if you want a data warehouse, or if your client asks, then you can go for a data warehouse and build your data warehouse based on these data marts. So these data marts are not depending on the data warehouse. These are called as independent data marts. These are called as independent data marts. Hope it's clear. Moving on.
Yes.
Let me go through the notes. Data mart is a smaller version of data warehouse. Data mart is a smaller version of data warehouse. Data mart deals with single subject, as I told earlier, subject oriented. Data mart is subset of data warehouse, or it's a slice of data warehouse. Okay. There are two types of data marts. One is dependent data marts, another is independent data marts. Dependent data marts means in our traditional flow, in our regular flow, forward engineering flow, where there is a transactional system. Based on the transactional system, we build a data warehouse. Means transactional system or multiple transactional systems. We build our data warehouse. From the data warehouse, we build our data marts. This is called as dependent. Okay. If you go for reverse way, where you are building directly data mart, you are not connecting to data warehouse. Means you are not introducing the concept of data warehouse directly. You are implementing the data mart from your transaction system. Then it is called as independent data marts. Data marts are not depending on the data warehouse. Okay. Is it clear? ODS is nothing but operational data store. All the operational data you keep in one place, that is called as operational data store. Hope you remember in the very first session we discussed about OLTP and OLTP, OLTP and OLAP, online transactional processing system and online analytical processing system. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So ODS also part of OLTP. ODS is also part of OLTP only. Okay, clear? This consists of only operational data. Coming to data warehousing concepts. Okay, let me tell about what is dimensions, what is facts today. We'll continue tomorrow with the snowflake. Okay, tomorrow I'll join on time. I request you also please join time. Okay, fine, right? Coming to, if you know, I don't know whether you know database or not. In database we have two types of tables. One is master table, one is child table. Okay, or detailed table. Master table is the one which has primary key, which does not allow duplicates, which will not allow duplicates, and is mainly gives the textual information or descriptive information. Okay, child tables are the one which may have primary key, but it will have foreign key referring to this table, referring to the master table. It may describe about the entity or it may have some transactional information. Transaction information means what are all the transactions a particular person has done. Okay, means transactions means the same, for the same customer it is repeated again and again. Okay, clear, right? So
Yes.
transaction means every transaction whatever you do there will be one record, but is it a master record? No, it's in the child table. It refers to the customer ID, it refers to the particular employee or particular, so basically it refers to the master table, I mean to say. Okay, next. So here in data warehousing also, we have our tables divided into two types. Our tables are categorized into two types. One is dimension, one is fact. Dimension is the one which hold the primary key, which does not allow duplicates. No duplicates, it won't store any duplicate info, which tells about the business. Which tells about the business means which tells about entity, basically means textual data it will store. It stores a textual data. Hope it is clear, correct? That is dimensions. So basically this can be master tables. Coming to fact table. Fact table has or will have a foreign key to the dimension tables. It might have foreign key to one or more dimension tables. It consists of all the transactions and it consists of all the numerical data. All the numerical data. Here it is textual data. It will consist of mostly numerical data. All the columns are numerical, like sales amount, tax amount, freight charges, okay, anything such things. Okay, all numerical data. As this consists of the columns, as is a table, this is a table where it has the columns which holds only numerical data. Numerical data means measurable data, which can be measured, right? Which can be calculated, correct? Which can be measured or calculated. These columns can be called as measures. Instead of columns, we can call as a measures. As a fact table consists of group of measures or group of column which has measurable values, this can be called as measure group table. Here dimensions columns are called as attributes. In the columns in the dimensions are called as attribute or dimensions attributes. Okay, so that is about dimensions and facts. See here, dimension master tables are called as dimensions. Dimensions hold the master data, it won't have the duplicates. Information about the business is stored, it has a primary key. Okay, dimensions are the tables which are used to store the textual information about the business, which has a primary key. Dimension columns are called as attributes or dimension attributes. Columns in the dimensions are called as attributes or dimension attributes. Dimension tables always deal with character, var character, n character, means these are all the data types, string data types. Measurable, fact table. Fact table deal with the data related to the values, means numbers, which can be calculated, which can be measured. Example, sales amount, tax amount, price, salary, age, weight, height, etc. Any numerical data. Fact table has columns. Those are also called as measures, as these are all measurable values. Fact table is also called as a measure group table. So fact table refers to the dimension table. Are you clear on this? Isaac, are you
Yes,
clear
it's
on
clear.
this? Okay. And I'm sorry, I'll stop the session here because I have other meeting in 5 minutes. Actually, I should join by now. I told that I'll be late for 5 minutes. Tomorrow we'll continue on schemas. Okay, types of schemas, and
Okay.
we'll see next topics. Okay, types of dimensions, types of facts. Tomorrow we'll try to complete this theory part. Okay.
Okay.